Oh shit, what's up everybody? I.O.B.A, I'm TC and this is the Awareness Channel. So I'm checking out an interview with Talib Kweli on Vladtv. And by now most people have heard that DJ Vlad, jumped into the reparations conversation. And that's something he shouldn't have fucking did. Especially seeing as, he's a second generation immigrant and it really don't have anything to do with him. But this ain't about him. This is about that Talib Kweli young man. He keep calling ADOS a group, like we're a bunch of motherfucking rabble rousers just out there trying to stir up trouble. He keeps calling us a group. But what the motherfucker don't seem to understand or be able to get through his goddamn head is American descendants of slavery is an identity, really. I mean, it just means you can trace your ancestry back to the killing fields of the American South. If your ancestry came up through the Jim Crow era and all of that. I just think it's fucked up that, second generation immigrants and first generation immigrants and recent immigrants all got a fucking problem with black Americans identifying ourselves as one different type of American citizenry. I mean, as one unique type with a unique history and a unique identity. Why they got a fucking problem with that? And we addressing our government. And we want our government, the one that we've been fighting and dying for the past 400 years, to recognize us and pay us for the labor they stole and the intellectual property they stole and the discrimination and all of the rest of the shit that they did to us. And if these immigrants and everybody was smart, they would be doing the same thing back in their home country. I mean, I recently came across some information where France is taking, $500 billion a year out of Africa. And they over here fucking with us because we trying to get the white folks off of our neck. And we circling our wagons. But the thing that kept fucking with me is, with the interview, is the way he was talking about 25 or 30 million black people in this country. Because the American descendants of slavery is the largest group of black people in the country. I mean, you got, 100,000 Trinidadians here and, 1 million Nigerians over there and a bunch of, Somalis up there, 100,000 or so, But when you're talking about 30 million black people who are American descendants of slavery, that ain't no goddamn group, homie. That's 13% of the population. That's not some group that is for or against certain things. That's a goddamn identity. Just like you being, whatever the fuck you are. And Vlad being whatever the fuck he is. You got to get that... You motherfuckers got to get that shit out your head. Hold your own nuts means stand up for your fucking self. And that's all we trying to do. And if a motherfucker can't understand that, well, fuck him. If a motherfucker got a problem with us standing up for ourselves and being, defining ourselves and controlling our own narrative, well, then, because, look, back in the day, all motherfuckers used to talk about, and when I say motherfuckers, I mean people from other countries used to talk about was how black people didn't stick together and how we had no agenda, we had no power, we had no plans, we had no strategy. Black people. I grew up in upstate New York where, white people would just tell you that shit. The blacks don't stick together, the black this, the black that. So when we do stick together, everybody got a problem with it. and start trying to tell us what direction we need to be going in, or we're not capable of leading ourselves, or somebody else is, pulling the strings behind the scenes for us. All of us don't think the same. You got ADOS people who are Republican, Democrat, Independent, Socialist, Communist, whatever. We cross all fucking lines. Gay, straight, LGBT, all of that is included in ADOS, American Descendants of Slavery. Now, if you gotta fucking know that. So when you call us a group or something like that, that's the understatement of the fucking year, dude. Calling ADOS a group is almost opening the door to motherfucking scrutiny from, the FBI and all of them, because they did say that the biggest threat to U.S. security is black unity. J. Edgar Hoover did say that shit. So when you say we're a group, you like something they can target. Say this: ADOS is not a group. ADOS is 13 or 14% of the American fucking population that cuts across all motherfucking demographics socially. You got billionaire ADOS and you got people homeless in the street that are ADOS. Goes all the way across. You got gays, you got straight, you got all of that shit. Big, little, whatever. As long as you can trace your lineage back to the American killing fields of the South, and before that, your people were enslaved in the United States, then you are an American descendant of slavery. African descendants of slavery, they got to fight that battle with the African country they came from. We are American descendants of slavery. We get to determine that. Nobody else. And we ain't asking for no fucking help. We're not asking. We telling. This is how it is. If you can't understand that, then you need to go find you another motherfucking argument to be about. TC. And I'm out.